Dedicated, determined, dependable. This is News Center in the morning on 10 ABC.
Crews are battling a massive house fire in Averill Park. I'm the News Center's Nicole Lally. I'll have a live update coming up.
And I'm the News Center's Stephanie Grady. We are live here in Schaghticoke this morning in an active and dangerous situation. Police on the search for a 22-year-old male connected to a homicide. We'll have much more coming up.
All right, and help is on the way for the people of Fort Plain, how the Red Cross is helping them clean up after the recent flash flooding. All of that and much more coming up. Good morning, everyone. I'm News Center's Christina Arangio. Busy morning here. You saw Stephanie Grady is live on location there in Schaghticoke on that story. Nicole on the scene of that fire in Averill Park. We'll have all those stories in a minute, but first we do need to get a check of traffic and weather, so let's get over to meteorologist Steve Teeling with the latest on our steamy forecast. Steve.
All right, Christina, let's take a look outside and see what we've got going on. Look at this shot from Route 7 at Miller Road. Obviously, you can see that there is some haze, there is some patchy ground fog, but the sun is going to be burning all that off as we go through the next couple of hours. Right now, our traffic tracker maps, 87 southbound through the Twin Bridges down to the 7 interchange, moving along nicely as you would expect on a kind of a holiday weekend, a holiday Friday, 50 to 55 miles an hour. Right now, 72 degrees with light winds out there and that hazy sunshine across our region. Temperatures, the big story out there this morning, very mild, very muggy out there. Low to mid 70s to start off our morning. We'll stay hazy, hot and humid throughout the day today. Maybe an isolated thunderstorm, but again, mostly dry, 91. Tonight, muggy and steamy with a low of 71 degrees. We'll have a whole lot more on that 7-day when I come back in just a few moments. Christina.
We will see you soon. Now to our breaking news in Averill Park. That's where the News Center's Nicole Lally is live, where a massive house fire broke out. Firefighters working hard on this, having some difficulties. We want to get out to Nicole right now with the very latest. So what can you tell us at this point? I know you are being kept a distance from the scene here.
Yeah, Christina, kept a distance simply because of logistics. You can't even get up the hill. It's right here, Houston Way. It's about more than a half a mile up this road here. Fire trucks, they are actually pumping water out of Crystal Lake. We can tell you right now the fire is still burning at this home. It is not under control yet, but the home heavily damaged. The roof gone at this point. The garage completely gone. Firefighters are still working to get it under control. 9 different crews are here. We actually just saw the Clinton Heights Fire Department walking up the hill to relieve some of the guys. We have a photographer at the top still monitoring the scene as well, and he tells me that these firefighters are exhausted. It is very hot, very humid outside, and then the heat from this fire, it's intense. It's a very large house, and much of it still burning at this point in a heavily wooded area. Now, at 5:30, we told you that there was some concern about this fire perhaps jumping and spreading to the wooded area around the house. I'm told now that that concern has been eased. They seem to have that under control. Right now, the biggest issue is to get this fire in the house under control and to make sure that these firefighters are all safe as well. So a lot of work still to be done up there. We're live in Averill Park this morning. I'm Nicole Lally for the News Center on 10 ABC.
Thank you, Nicole. Now to more developing news in Rensselaer County. This in Schaghticoke. The News Center's Stephanie Grady is live for us there. We know the hunt is on for men wanted in connection with a homicide, and police are calling this a very dangerous situation, Steph.
Yeah, Christina, I'm sorry you were breaking up right there. I didn't exactly hear what you just said, but yes, we are here in Schaghticoke this morning. An active and dangerous situation going on. State police on the search for 22-year-old Anthony Repp. He is the son of Cynthia Matala and the stepson of Michael Matala. Michael Matala was found dead last night outside his residence from blunt force trauma, 1445 Route 40. I'm going to step out of the shot right here. We're set up here at the Hoosick Valley Rescue Squad. This is where all the units have been set up, where all of their units are being deployed from. You can see the state police car here in the distance. This is the entrance to the property where the crime scene occurred last night at about 8 o'clock. Now, the actual home is about a third of the mile down the road from where you see that police car. It, of course, is cordoned off. We're not allowed into that area at this point because it is an active crime scene at this situation at this time. So we do want to let you know 22-year-old Anthony Repp, though, is still on the run this morning. State police just telling me he is expected to still be in this immediate area. A home was burglarized at about 2 o'clock o'clock this morning on Buttermilk Falls Road, just a very short distance from this location right here. So again, he is still expected to be in this area. Police searching for him this morning. Residents are asked to be on high alert. If you're just waking up, just getting out of bed, check your house, check your property, your car's outside, if you have any sheds outside in the back, to make sure that they haven't been burglarized or broken into. This has happened once already overnight. They think that he might be searching for ways to potentially get out of town, take a car. So if you do see anything, contact state police and they'll get out to your residence as soon as possible. Again, if you do wake up and you see a lot of police activity, expect that. Aviation crews expected to get up into the skies in just a little bit from now to continue that search. And we're going to have much more for you right here from Schaghticoke when I come back in just a little bit. For now, we are live in Schaghticoke. I'm Stephanie Grady for the News Center on 10 ABC.
All right, Steph, thanks so much. I know you told us earlier in an interview with state police that the individual they're looking for tried to steal a car but was unsuccessful. So an ongoing situation there that we're following. Well, more help for people in Fort Plain as they continue to try to recover from the recent flash flooding. Today, the Red Cross will be opening distribution centers there. They'll be handing out water, cleaning supplies, and comfort kits. Trained volunteers also will be there to offer the emotional support, while health professionals will provide services. Those volunteers will be at Averill Park on Main Street. This will happen between 10 and 2 this afternoon. Well, there was an incident at the 4th of July celebration at the Empire State Plaza last night. A 19-year-old Albany man arrested after he was caught setting off illegal fireworks into the crowd during last night's festivities. Fortunately, no one seriously hurt, but it did cause quite a commotion. Police tell the News Center the young man will be charged now with reckless endangerment and unlawful possession of fireworks. He is due in court on July 10th. It was still a good time, though, for the thousands who flocked to Albany's Empire State Plaza last night. Thankfully, again, no one seriously hurt. They were celebrating our nation's birth, of course, Capitol Region style. The 30-minute fireworks show capped off the entire day of 4th of July festivities. The 4th of July show and celebration has been a tradition for decades. For some, this holiday, has extra special meaning.
The 4th of July is just one of those things that they did to make this country the country it is. And if not for the people that serve, where would we be now?
And something unique about this year's fireworks, they were set off electronically to improve the precision of the show. Now we want to check in with meteorologist Steve Tilling for a preview of what's ahead in the storm tracker forecast. And I think we know, Steve.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Christina. I think we know what's in store. Hazy, hot, and humid. We're starting off warm and muggy, and we're going to end the day warm and muggy as well. Will there be any thunderstorms to affect us out there later today? We'll talk about that. We'll have your 7-day coming up.
And still ahead of 4th of July, these folks will never forget. They are brand new U.S. citizens. We'll share their incredible stories when we come back. Out there again, it's oppressive, Steve, and I know that weather continues.
It does continue. The beat goes on, as the song used to go. Who was that? Sonny and Cher that did that? The beat goes on. I think so. I'm dating myself here, but nonetheless, 87 exit 7 Route 7 area. Hey, whatever song you're singing today, make sure you do it somewhere cool, because it's going to be a hot and steamy one. You can already see the hazy sunshine out there, a little bit of patchy ground fog, but traffic, not much to speak of out there this morning. We head to 90 westbound, where it looks a little bit slow around the 87 interchange, which is pretty typical for a Friday morning. Otherwise, speeds of 50 to 55 miles an hour. And as you head out towards 890, speeds pick up to around 65 miles an hour. Weather headlines today, hazy, hot, and humid. The 3 H's again. Could be an isolated thunderstorm, especially north and west of the Capital District, but pretty decent weekend headed our way, meaning the heat and humidity continue, but still pretty dry for Saturday and maybe a few thunderstorms on Sunday. Currently, we're at 74 in Troy, but up to 75 at Albany International, Duanesburg 70, and Guilderland in the low 70s. Every reporting station here that we have on our local map does show us probably anywhere between 70 to 75, with an exception of Saranac Lake, where you would expect it to be a little bit cooler at 64 degrees. Our Storm Tracker HD radar, again, high and dry. You really got to head way on up to the north and west to find any showers or thunderstorms. That is in extreme northern portions of Herkimer County on into the Adirondacks. That's where most of the activity is going to stay during our day today. But in this humidity, this super, I guess you could say soup-like air out there, a pop-up thunderstorm certainly is a possibility, but that would be the exception again rather than the rule. Just hazy sunshine continuing across our region. All right, your boating forecast as we continue this holiday weekend. Saturday, up around the Lake George area, 85 to 90 degrees, southwest winds, and that Albany high tide there at 4:22 in the morning Saturday, 4:50 in the evening, just in case you're up and down the Hudson River. And then on Sunday, looks like temperatures well on into the 80s to near 90 in a few spots with, again, maybe a better chance of some afternoon and evening thunderstorms. So your 7-day forecast, hazy, hot, and humid today and tomorrow. A little bit better chance of some pop-up afternoon thunderstorms for all of us on Sunday. That trend continues Monday and Tuesday with a bit of a cooling trend. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, there could be widespread thunderstorms with highs in the low to mid-80s. Christina.
All right, Steve, we'll check in with you soon. Well, what better way to celebrate our nation's birthday than welcoming some new citizens into its ranks? It's exactly what happened yesterday at the Plaza on Independence Day. The News Center's Trishna Begum was there, and she has more.
Of the United States of America.
It was an Independence Day Abdullah Sahil will never forget. He, along with 9 other people, took the oath of allegiance to become America's newest citizens.
I'm very happy. This is 4th of July. I won't forget this 4th of July.
In the crowd of 10 were people from Sudan, Bulgaria, and even Afghanistan. That's where Sahil started his journey.
I was working as an interpreter back home in Afghanistan with the U.S. Army.
He came to America in 2008 to start a new life with his family and to escape the war-torn region.
That's war zone. Bad, I can't describe. I don't want to go to back those stories because it makes me emotional.
Reciting the Pledge of Allegiance as an American for the very first time is a moment Sahil says was 5 years in the making.
That was one of my wishes, that to become part of this nation.
Also in the group of 10 today was Nina Rain.
I'm very, very, very happy.
And to celebrate in style, she made sure she showed off her pride for America.
Every 4th of July I'm wearing this shirt. I'm proud of America.
For this group, today was about gaining new freedoms and new opportunities that they didn't have in their previous countries.
Freedom of speech, freedom of religion.
And for Sahil, it means a brighter future for his entire family.
Congratulations to all of them. That was the News Center's Trishna Begum with that story. Still ahead, new smartphone rankings are out, and we'll share some of the most loved and the most hated. ABC's Ty Hernandez has the results in this morning's Tech Bite, so don't go away. Welcome back, everyone, on the News Center's Christina Arangio. Well, it is Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. You know what that means. It's time for Angie's List Tips with the News Center's Mark Baker. Mark.
No one wants to be short on space, but it's a common complaint, especially in older homes. But a good remodeling project with the proper insight and planning could solve the problem. Lori's house was built in the late 1940s, and the kitchen's appliances were falling apart. So it was also a good time to remodel the kitchen.
We changed the layout. The layout was very, very different within the same space that you see, and we made the space more open to the family living area beyond. That would be the main thing.
One of the most common reasons to remodel a home is to create more space, especially in older homes that have smaller rooms.
The latest trends we're seeing in remodeling is really about making your space more open instead of adding on. For example, if you have a small boxy kitchen and living room, we're seeing trends toward taking the walls down and opening the space up.
A lot of times we'll come in and we'll open up a wall between 2 rooms, usually a family room and a kitchen. And then we'll completely redo the kitchen and often make an island where that wall used to be so that it's all inclusive.
Remodeling helps families who love their neighbors, schools, even their mature trees to stay put rather than move by making their homes similar to newer houses.
Well, I think the primary thing that you need to do is you need to make sure you have a decent understanding of how you'd like to use your space more effectively. You don't have to have all the answers. You actually don't have to have any of the answers. You just have to understand what your needs are and be able to effectively communicate them to somebody like us or a company like ours.
Consult a professional like a structural engineer to make sure you're not taking out a load-bearing wall, which could cause a floor to collapse. If you don't have the budget for a large-scale remodeling project, there are small yet strategic improvements that will create more space. You can remove bulky bookcases and entertainment centers and replace them with shelves and cabinets. An interior designer or decorator, even a professional organizer, can help you maximize the space you have. I'm Mark Baker for News Center in the Morning. Back to you.
Thank you, Mark. 6:20 right now. Traffic and weather on the 10s. We are very grateful that we are not seeing a lot of rain right now. We're in a better pattern, but it is sticky out there, hot and humid. Here's meteorologist Steve Teeling.
You are absolutely correct with that, Christina. We don't want any more rain. We want some drier weather. Now, even though it's not dry out there because of the humidity, it is dry with anything coming out of those clouds. So we are certainly in a better pattern than we have been of late. I-90 exit 3 right around the state campus. Again, probably all the state workers have this day off. I don't want to say all, maybe most. It all depends on probably what your specific job is, but you get the idea that it's going to be fairly quiet going through this region out there as we head on through the rest of the day. Traffic tracker looks like 90 eastbound at Everett Road off towards 787 interchange. Moving along nicely at 55 miles an hour. We're looking at temperatures this morning, 74 degrees for most locations, 75 out of the airport right now, 73 in Bennington, mid-70s down towards Poughkeepsie, and Glens Falls right now at 70. The current temperatures across the Northeast and New York State. How about 71 to our neighbors off to the west in our western part of the state at 71. Watertown also 71. The Cuse 72 degrees, and 74 in Hartford, 77 down towards the Big Apple. Now, dew points are the problem out there. That is how humid it feels to us. Again, when you get them into the low 70s, it is oppressive, and it certainly feels like that out there today. Our regional satellite shows the clear skies. Even though we have some haze out there, we'll still see plenty of sunshine across our area. The radar showing a few showers and storms in extreme northern sections of our state, and it looks like today's highs will be on the hot side once again. Whitehall 89, Manchester 89, out towards Gloversville. Looks like you're going to see a high of 90. 92 in Hudson down towards Kingston. East Jewett slightly cooler at 87. Westerlo and Schoharie will be close to 90, and it looks like it will be 90 in North Adams and on into Bennington. Here is your 7-day forecast for you. Hazy, hot, and humid today, and again tomorrow. Can't rule out a thunderstorm, but they will be few and far between. On into Sunday, a little bit better chance of the heat of the day, showers and storms, and then a little bit better chance Monday, Tuesday, and on into Wednesday. Christina.
Thank you so much, Steve. It is 6:22 right now. Time to get a look at what's new in technology from ABC's Ty Hernandez.
In today's Tech Bites, tough news for Apple. Research firm We Are Social names the iPhone 5 the most hated smartphone on the market for receiving the most complaints on social media. Last year, by contrast, the Samsung Galaxy S4 was named the most loved smartphone. More bad news for Apple. The tech giant is being sued by Boston University, which claims the iPhone, iPad, and MacBook Air infringe on a patent filed by one of its professors. YouTube isn't a fan of Justin Timberlake's new music video. Tunnel Vision has been banned from the site for violating its nudity policies. And Americans shared holiday videos in record numbers yesterday. Instagram claims to have reached an all-time high for their new video service. And Vine says they set a world record for the number of revines sent in a given day. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Ty Hernandez. Have a great Friday and enjoy your weekend.
Well, coming up in this morning's Trend on Twitter, updates to one of our favorite Twitter apps. We'll tell you what's new. Plus, a look ahead at what's coming up at 6:30 on the News Center with some developing news in Rensselaer County to share with you. Back in just a moment. 6:26 right now. Welcome back, everyone. I'm News Center's Christina Orangio. It is time to see what's trending on Twitter. Hashtag Vine making some changes, and they're calling it their biggest update yet. Well, at least since their launch just about 6 months ago. Mobile video app Vine rolled out a slate of new features this week, and it's all to compete with Instagram. Karen Kafel walks us through the changes.
Twitter's video sharing service Vine seemed to be climbing steadily after its January launch for Apple devices, adding Android users last month. Then Facebook-owned Instagram entered the ring.
I'd like to introduce video on Instagram.
Already 130 million users strong thanks to its photo sharing capabilities, the addition of video to Instagram may have slowed Vine's growth. So Twitter's 6-second video app has added a few new tricks. In addition to a new look for the app's camera, users can now revine, sharing the posts of others with their followers, much like a retweet.
Revive this Vine.
Vine has also added 15 themed channels for easier searches, including categories for videos related to music, sports, food, and, of course, cats. There are also new tabs for what's popular now and what's becoming more popular among Vine users. And Vine users now have the option to make their profile private. Like Twitter, others will have to request permission before they follow a feed and view posts. The new Vine features are currently available on Apple devices, with updates to the Android version coming soon. I'm Karen Kafa reporting.
Still to come on the News Center in the morning right here on 10 ABC. We will continue our live coverage out of Rensselaer County this morning. Developing news. The News Center's Nicole Alley and Stephanie Grady both out there in Scaticoke, where police are searching for a man wanted in connection with a homicide. Neighbors being asked to stay on high alert. That man is believed to still be in that area. That and much more when we return. So keep it here.
We're being told a significant update from state police on the ongoing manhunt here in Scaticoke. I'm the News Center's Stephanie Grady. Will have that coming up for you in a live report.
Yeah, thanks so much. We know police are calling it a dangerous situation out there in Scaticoke. The News Center's Nicole Alley on her way to that area as well. Good morning, everyone. I'm News Center's Christina Arangio. We're staying on top of all that news for you. Busy morning here on this day after the 4th of July. Plenty of stories ahead, but first, another big story today, our weather, because that heat and humidity will continue. So let's get right to meteorologist Steve Teeling for more on that. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Christina, and good morning to you, everyone. I hope you had a great 4th yesterday, and it looks like the continuation of the heat and humidity is going to be with us during our July 5th Friday here. All right, take a look outside, and this is exit 9, Route 146 up towards 87. You can see that hazy sunshine, a few clouds out there, but nothing going on the roadways out there this morning. Back down towards 90 west, 787 to 87. Looks like the drive time there is about 6 minutes. And reverse that direction, same area, and it looks like 90 eastbound again, drive time 6 minutes. What we're looking at this morning, currently we're in the low to mid 70s, very much on the hot and humid side, or very warm and humid side to start off our day. We should stay dry once again today with a chance of a thunderstorm, especially well north and west of town. So hazy, hot and humid, 91. Tonight, pretty much fair and muggy, 71. Saturday, the 3 H's again with a chance of a late day thunderstorm. Christina.
All right, Steve, thanks so much. Back to our developing news in Scaticoke right now. Police on the hunt for a man wanted in connection with a homicide. Police are asking neighbors to stay on high alert. The News Center Stephanie Grady is out there on assignment. She is live, and I know you have an update for us, Steph. What can you tell us?
Christina, we do have an update right now. Right now, I am joined by Captain Timothy Monroe of the State Police, as well as Captain William Keeler, also with the State Police. We're going to go to Captain Monroe first. A significant update you were just telling me moments ago. What can you tell us at this point for 22-year-old Anthony Repp, who, of course, we've been looking for all evening long?
We're prepared to announce that we believe we have him in custody in the state of Massachusetts. Our partners in law enforcement in Massachusetts were able to locate him. This information developed within the last hour and a half.
And I know that you were telling me, Captain Monroe, that this was something that was tentative at this point, obviously. Any confirmation here?
We'll have confirmation within an hour or so, but all indications are it's our man.
All right, Captain Monroe, thank you so much. Captain Keeler, just really quickly, any words for the residents that are out there? Because I know a lot of people are tuned into their televisions this morning. They've seen a heavy police presence this morning. What can you tell the residents out here in Rensselaer County? What should they be aware of?
Well, based on the information that we just developed within the last half hour, it appears that our subject is in custody in the state of Massachusetts.
All right, Captain Keeler, Captain Monroe, thank you so much. And we'll, of course, continue to stay on this story and bring you the latest information as it becomes available. For now, we are live here in Scaticoke. Stephanie Grady for the News Center on 10 ABC.
Some good news there, Steph, for the residents in Scaticoke. Thank you so much for the update. New details this morning. Police investigating a double shooting in Troy. 2 men waking up this morning in the hospital. It happened around 7 o'clock last night at the Cumberland Farms right on Campbell Avenue. Police say when they arrived at the scene, they found a man with serious gunshot wounds there. Then investigators discovered a second victim had been taken to Samaritan Hospital in a private vehicle.
What we have now is a very active scene. We have several vehicles involved. We have witnesses. We have video. We have a myriad of evidence that we need to sift through. But it is fair to say that this incident was quite serious, and the exact outcome as far as the injuries to at least one of our victims is very much yet to be found out.
Police tell us a taxi was also involved in the incident, but they're not saying how at this point. So far, no description on a possible suspect. This morning, more than a dozen people injured because of malfunctioning fireworks at a 4th of July show in California last night. Take a look at this home video. It shows the moment everything went wrong right here. And there you get a sense of it. Police say the injuries range from minor to moderate there, and you can see people being worked on at the scene. They've all been taken to local area hospitals now, but it could have been much worse considering that there were thousands of people there last night. So here in Albany, at the Empire State Plaza, there was an incident at the 4th of July celebration. A 19-year-old Albany man was arrested after he was caught setting off illegal fireworks into the crowd during last night's festivities. Fortunately, no one was seriously hurt, but as you can imagine, it did cause quite a commotion. Police tell the News Center the young man will be charged now with reckless endangerment and unlawful possession of fireworks. He is due in court on July 10th. Well, aside from that, for the thousands of people that flocked to Albany's Empire State Plaza to watch the official show celebrating our nation's birth, it was smooth sailing. As always, the show did not disappoint. And the News Center's Taryn Kane has more on that part.
A spectacular fireworks show last night at the Empire State Plaza for the 4th of July celebrations. Thousands of people, as expected, showed up to the plaza to witness one of the area's biggest events for the holiday. Fireworks light up the sky over the Empire State Plaza, a triumphant end to an entire day of celebrations. The 30-minute show, this year electronically run, has been a crowd pleaser for decades. This 4th of July, the anticipation was no different.
It's a very good show that the Price Chopper and the community in Albany puts on, and I'm proud to be close to the state capitol too.
Diane Campese and her husband live in Catskill and have been coming to this fireworks show for more than 2 decades.
It's just nice being outside. The summer's too short.
And on one of the nicest days of summer so far, people came out by the thousands wearing their red, white, and blue. Christopher James Oakes wearing our country's colors in the form of his Marine uniform.
It is for the country, and why not show your love to serve than wear the uniform on an event like this.
Oakes is on leave from his deployment in Japan. A Guilderland High School graduate, he's home for only a few more days. He says he's happy the 4th of July is one of them.
The 4th of July is just one of those things that they did to make this country the country it is. And if not for the people that serve, where would we be now?
The spectacular fireworks show, a big way to celebrate our freedom. Something unique about this year's event is that all of the fireworks were electronically controlled to improve the precision of the show. Reporting for the News Center in Albany, I'm Taryn Kane on 10 ABC.
Always beautiful, Taryn. Thanks. Police reminding people celebrating this weekend, of course, this is still a long weekend, not to drink and drive. Law enforcement agencies statewide out and about keeping an eye on the road for drunk drivers. Sobriety checkpoints have been set up throughout our region, so make sure that if you are out drinking, you are not getting behind the wheel. We want to check in now with meteorologist Steve Teeling for a preview of what's ahead in the storm tracker forecast. Anyone spending any time outside today, Steve, will be sweating.
Sweating profusely, probably. Even if you're not doing much out there, it's just so humid out there. You don't have to do much to really get the sweat going. Nonetheless, stay hydrated. A lot of haze, but not much in the way of any cloud cover out there today. We'll take a look at that 7-day forecast coming up after the break, so please stay with us, if you will, Christina.
All right, thank you. You're watching the News Center in the morning right here on 10 ABC. It is 6:38 right now. Back in a moment, and thanks for watching. 6:40 right now. Traffic and weather on the 10s. We will be seeing that sunshine again today. We're drying out, which is good. At least no rain falling from the sky, but actually, it's very humid, the air, isn't it?
It is. We just continue to swim on through this air. You know, it just hits you, doesn't it? It just hits you. And it doesn't take much exercise or even much movement to get a little bead of sweat dripping down here or there. That's the way it's going to be out there today, and that's the way it's going to stay probably throughout the weekend. Central Ave, our exit to 87 traffic camera. Look at that, a couple of cars here and there. So a lot of hazy sunshine breaking on through. You notice the roads are dry as we don't have any precipitation coming on down now, and really not much in the forecast today into tomorrow. Now we look at 787 northbound, 50 to 55 miles an hour. Southbound looks like just about the same as you're heading southbound into the city at the Empire State Plaza. Again, 55 miles per hour. Smooth out there this morning. 3 H's for today. Could see an isolated afternoon or evening thunderstorm, especially north and west of town. Pretty decent weekend coming our way with the heat and humidity continuing. Really not much in the rain forecast for Saturday. Maybe a little bit better chance of a few thunderstorms on Sunday. 69 right now in Duanesburg. You believe it or not, went down 1 degree from last hour. 75 coming in from International Airport here in Albany. Guilderland at 72 and Troy 74 degrees. Look at this, all 70s from Rutland down through North Adams into Pittsfield. Coming back up northbound, Poughkeepsie, Albany, Saratoga, all pretty much between 70 and 75 degrees. Our Storm Tracker HD radar, high and dry locally. Let's take a look and see what's happening on off to the north and west. You can see in extreme northern portions of Herkimer County, we have a thunderstorm, some thunder and lightning going on, and some heavier downpours. But again, that is moving off to the north and east-northeast specifically. That's going to avoid our local area this morning. Otherwise, the hazy sunshine continues out there. That moisture feed moves further on off to the west and affects places out to the west. So, again, we'll be on the just on the edge of that precip where a couple of showers or storms as we see now could continue this afternoon well north and west of our area. 90 in Saratoga, that'll be your high today. 91 for the city. Overnight 60s and low 70s. Another muggy, stuffy night coming our way. Your 7-day forecast tomorrow, again hazy, hot and humid. A high of 91, just that isolated chance of a thunderstorm. A little bit better of some scattered thunderstorms breaking out on Sunday. Monday and Tuesday, a little bit more scattered thunderstorm activity, and Wednesday and Thursday, probably with a system coming on through, more widespread rain, but let's not even think about that right now, Christina.
All right, sounds good. Steve, thanks so much. We'll see you soon. New information now on Nelson Mandela's condition. Court documents in South Africa show the former South African president is being kept alive by a breathing machine, and that he faces a, quote, impending death. But doctors are denying that. The documents were filed in the court case involving a dispute among members of his family about the burial site for Mandela's 3 deceased children. Mandela's authorized biographer says the former president and anti-apartheid leader is basically gone. The 94-year-old has been hospitalized for close to a month for a recurring lung infection. Well, we do have more information now with regard to what is happening in Egypt for you. ABC's Devin Dwyer has more on that now that the ousted president is being someone who is looked at by many as someone they are glad to see gone, but others are still fighting for him, those with the Muslim Brotherhood. Here's Devin Dwyer.
With their president under arrest, Egypt's Muslim Brotherhood is calling for a day of action. Legitimacy is a red line, chant these demonstrators. They're vowing to defend Egypt's first democratically elected president, Mohamed Morsi. He was removed by the military 1 day ago. Morsi's supporters are holding positions around Cairo, defiant in the face of a military crackdown. Piles of rocks are weapons of last resort. Several protesters spoke with ABC News.
My life, my body. I will fight with my body. We want to die. Morsi, Rais Masr, Sisi.
The question now is, will the standoff turn into civil war? Egypt's military has fanned out across the city, armed with tanks and machine guns. Security agencies are rounding up hundreds of aides to former President Morsi for arrest. Still, the new military-installed leader, a top constitutional judge, promises national reconciliation and tolerance.
I vow to safeguard the republican system and to respect the law and constitution, and to look after the interests of the people.
Peace and stability won't come easily for Egypt. Clashes between both sides have already left around 50 people dead since Sunday alone.
At the White House yesterday, President Obama met in the Situation Room with his national security team. Top U.S. officials have been calling their Egyptian counterparts, urging them to avoid violence. Devin Dwyer, ABC News, Washington.
And stay with us for another check of the developing news out of Schaghticoke, where we have some new information It's believed that the man is now in custody who is wanted in connection with a homicide there. More on that in just a moment with the News Center Stephanie Grady, and we'll try to have Nicole Alley for you later on as well. 6:48 on your Friday. We continue to follow developing news right now out of Rensselaer County, where a manhunt seems to be over. The News Center Stephanie Grady is live in Schaghticoke with the new developments. I know this man was wanted in connection with a homicide there in Schaghticoke, Steph, and just a short time ago, you learned that the man that they were looking for is now in custody in Massachusetts, correct?
That is right, Christina. 22-year-old Anthony Repp is said to be in custody in Massachusetts. State police at this point not saying exactly where or how he got to Massachusetts, whether it was a stolen vehicle or whatnot. So we're still awaiting that information, and we should be getting an update here shortly. But what we can tell you is it all unfolded last night at about 8 o'clock. Police were called to the residence at 1445 Route 40 here in Schaghticoke for a domestic violence incident. Once they arrived on scene, 62-year-old Michael Matella was found dead from blunt force trauma outside the home. His wife, 58-year-old Cynthia Matella, was found inside the home, clinging to life. She is now on life support at Albany Medical Center. Again, blunt force trauma there as well. Anthony Repp is said to be the natural son of Cynthia, the stepson of Michael. And at this point, as we just said, state police have confirmed that he is believed to be in custody in Massachusetts. Of course, he will have to be extradited back here to New York State in order to be fully charged. So we're going to stay right on top of this news story here on the News Center and over on Fox 23 here in just about 15 minutes from now. So we will keep you updated as much as we possibly can. For now, we are live here in Schaghticoke. For the News Center, I'm Stephanie Grady on 10 ABC.
Steph, thanks so much for the latest update there. Of course, as Steph mentioned, stay with us here both on the air and online and over on Fox 23. We will have much more on this story. It is 6:50 right now. Traffic and weather on the 10s. Hazy, hot, and humid again today. Find a cool place today if you're going to be outside, or, of course, there's always the air-conditioned indoor option, isn't there, Steve?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of options out there for you. Find a friend with a pool. Maybe you have a pool, and you're going to have some friends and family over. Go to the mall, head to the movies. You know, you might as well get out and enjoy some of it. But if it gets a little bit like you're out there for an hour and you say, you know, I've had enough heat and humidity, then go to one of those cooler spots, if you will. But try and get out and enjoy it. We were cooped up for the last month or two with all that rain, so try and enjoy some outdoor activities today. Albany Shaker Road, exit 4 on 87. You can see that hazy sunshine out there today, but traffic, no problems with that this morning. 7 eastbound, 50 to 55 miles per hour as you head towards a 787. And it looks like westbound, again, not much in the way of problems this Friday morning. Hope you enjoyed your 4th of July. Hope you had a chance to barbecue and eat and have some cool drinks and enjoy the fireworks out there. Boy, it was a gorgeous day out there. Again, hot and humid, but nonetheless better than a rainy and soggy 4th of July. This morning, clear as a bell with that haze out there. Winds light, 74 degrees. It is 71 in North Adams, but 72 in Pittsfield. We come into the mid-70s down in Poughkeepsie, 70 in Glens Falls, and Rutland right now at 72. It's Burlington that is reporting a 72 at this hour as well. Close to 80 in Boston, almost getting there in New York City, and Syracuse right now at 72 degrees. Take a look and see what we have on our Storm Tracker HD radar. You got to go way on up to the North Country here to find any kind of shower thunderstorm activity, and we do have a few thunderstorms. You can see our lightning symbols there. This is all for extreme northern sections of Herkimer and Hamilton counties, right around Robinwood. You are seeing that heavy rain and thunder and lightning coming on through. It's not severe, but again, a thunderstorm is cruising on through. You can see it right there, picking it up very nicely, heading off to the east-northeast. Locally, we are going to, excuse me, we're going to say high and dry. Now, who's seeing the rain that we had all the last several weeks or even last month or two? Well, that's shifted westward. Parts of Florida right around the Panhandle had 18 to 20 inches of rain in about a 24-hour time frame. Massive flash flooding going on in some areas down in the Panhandle of Florida. Today's high, Glens Falls at 90, Saratoga at 90, 89 Amsterdam, Gloversville you should be around 90, and it looks like low 90s, Clifton Park through Albany, Hudson down into Kingston, Pittsfield 88, and North Adams and Bennington getting up to 90 degrees. So your 7-day forecast calls for hot and humid weather to continue. Then we have Saturday hot and humid weather continuing with maybe an isolated thunderstorm. A little bit better chance of some afternoon thunderstorms Sunday, and then it looks like we get more into the scattered thunderstorm pop-up activity Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and on into Thursday. Christina.
Oh, it is such a good thing that we're not getting this all-day rain, especially you feel for the people of Fort Plain who are going to be cleaning up for weeks.
That's right. They're getting a break in the weather. Mother Nature finally helping out. But yeah, they're going to be sweating and toiling out there, but at least they have a chance to try and get back to normal.
Right. All right. Thank you, Steve. Okay. The latest monthly employment data is due out today. Economists expect June to be another solid hiring month and that it could mean a stronger second half of the year for the U.S. economy. Overall, economists predict that the government will report that employers added about 165,000 jobs last month, roughly in line with May's increase. But the jobless rate isn't expected to change from its current 7.6%, the unemployment rate. When we return, we will get one last look at your weekend forecast. Big weekend, holiday weekend. A lot of people are liking this hot weather. You're watching the News Center in the morning on 10 ABC. And we're taking a live look outside here. I-787 north of Exit 7. You can see some cloud cover there, but we are still going to see plenty of hazy sunshine. Back in just a moment.
You're watching Christina Arangio, Steve Teeling, and Stephanie Grady. This is News Center in the morning on 10 ABC. You're watching Christina Arangio, Steve Teeling, and Stephanie Grady. This is News Center in the morning on 10 ABC.
And welcome back, everyone. Of course, Good Morning America is coming up in here in just a moment, but we are going to be over on Fox 23 with a lot more on that developing story out of Schaghticoke this morning. Yeah. Some encouraging news there that the man wanted in connection with a homicide is now in custody in Massachusetts. But there's still a lot we don't know about this story, so we'll have that for you over on Fox 23. Sure. And in the meantime, we are still taking a look at our weather because it's another big story today. Yeah,
that's right. We know a lot about this. Hazy, hot, and humid weather continuing today and tomorrow. A couple of scattered thunderstorms developing Sunday afternoon and evening, but staying again hazy, hot, and humid.
All right. Stay cool. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you over on Fox 23. Good Morning America is up next. Have a good day.